On the evening of March 30th, 2023, at around 10:52 p.m., the phone rang at the Marion County Sheriff's Office in Florida.
There's a girl laying in front of my road and she's dying.
Okay, is she awake?
She's dying, I don't know. She's bleeding out of her head. She's gargling on her blood.
According to the caller, he had found a girl lying on the side of the road, gasping for air and choking on her own blood. The 911 operator urged the caller to turn the girl on her side to prevent her from choking.
You need to turn her on her side so she doesn't choke, okay?
It doesn't matter what side? Like on what side?
No, just turn her on her side so she doesn't choke on the blood, okay?
Oh, God.
Is she awake?
No.
Okay, is she breathing?
She's breathing.
Oh.
Do you know how far they are?
I don't have an ETA, but they are on the way, okay?
Immediately, police officers and emergency medical personnel were dispatched to Southeast 183rd Avenue Road near Forest Lakes Park. Within minutes, an ambulance arrived and transported the girl to a nearby hospital. Police officers remained at the scene to begin their investigation. The caller later explained that he had only become aware of the incident after receiving a call from a neighbor across the street.
You didn't hear nothing at all?
She told me it sounded like someone crashed into my dumpster and then there was like 2 shots.
That woman was later interviewed by police. She revealed that she had heard 4 to 5 gunshots, then looked out the window through her curtains and saw someone running down the road.
So, around what time did you hear? You said it sounded like a gun,
Yeah, it wasn't a loud gunshot. I would say about 20, 30 minutes ago. It wasn't a loud gunshot, but I heard about 4 or 5. And I kind of blew it off casually, and then I just looked out of my window because I did think it was strange with it, how late it was. And I saw the car run into the dumpster. Mm-hmm. And once I seen the car run into the dumpster, I stepped out my door, and I seen a man run out of the car down the road towards my yard, and I yelled at him, "What the fuck were you doing?" And then I seen him run back towards the car, take a minute, and I was calling him because it was his dumpster, and I seen him skirt off into the neighborhood.
Did you see if anybody was in? Was it only one? Was there
I
several
only
people?
seen one person running, and it was a male. It had a male figure.
Mm-hmm.
Upon further inspection at the crime scene, police discovered tire tracks and footprints. Meanwhile, at the hospital, the girl was identified as 16-year-old Layla Silvernail. Officers informed Layla's parents that she had been found in critical condition with a gunshot wound to the head.
Layla was found, she was apparently with a gunshot wound, and she was taken to the hospital. Who she hanged out with.
What's she in the hospital for?
She had a gunshot wound.
Huh? She was shot. You're kidding.
No.
Shot! What?
Lisa, come here. Lisa, have a seat right here.
Is my granddaughter okay? Will she be okay?
She's going to be at the hospital. I don't know anything. That's why I talk to you.
Listen. Where was she shot at? Does anybody know anything?
She was shot in the head. Listen, that's all we have right now, okay?
A teenage girl was found last night near Forest Lakes Park on Southeast 183rd Avenue Road. I spoke with a teenager who says the girl who survived is named Layla Danielle Silvernail and says they've been best friends since they were 3. MCO officials confirm Silvernail is 16 years old.
According to deputies, 16-year-old Layla Silvernail was found lying on the side of the road near Forest Lakes Park with a gunshot wound Thursday night. She was rushed to the hospital in critical condition and died days later.
The next morning, on March 31st, 2023, at around 7:55 a.m., another 911 call came into the Marion County Sheriff's Office. This time, the call was from the intersection of Southeast 94th Street and Southeast 188th Court, where a person had been found lying on the side of the road. Upon arrival, police discovered a male victim with a gunshot wound. Sadly, he was pronounced dead at the scene. Police suspected a possible connection between the two shootings and issued a public appeal for information and witnesses to come forward. The male victim would later be identified as 17-year-old Michael Hodo Jr., and officers notified his family.
Lisa, look at me. Who was she with yesterday?
She came here with and I'm gonna tell you everything because I don't like the people she hangs around with anyway.
Okay, that's what we need. That's what we need.
According to Layla Silvernail's grandparents, Layla often spent time with her boyfriend, Michael Hodo, her best friend, and another girl named Camille, who had run away from home and was staying with Layla at her grandparents' house.
And then that runaway girl, Camille.
Okay.
She was with her too yesterday.
Police soon got in contact with Gabby, Layla's best friend. Gabby told officers she had spent the day of March 30th, 2023, with Layla and her boyfriend driving around the city. Layla had been behind the wheel of her 2015 white Chevy Cruze. When asked if anyone else was with them, Gabby confirmed that Camille was also there.
Was there anybody else in the car other than you, Layla, anytime during the day?
Camille was there.
During further questioning, Gabby revealed that they had gone to meet up with some friends, one named Rob, or Reaper, and another younger boy she only knew as 35, where they smoked and rapped humming.
We went to Rob's. We went to I don't know if it's abandoned. Do you know what a trap house is?
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently, this kid Rob, I don't know him personally, but they do.
Okay.
They're friends or whatever, and we went over there and we chilled over there.
Police immediately began searching for Camille, as well as the two boys, Rob, Reaper, and 35. Gabby also informed officers that Layla and Michael dropped her off at her home around 6 p.m. and said they planned to meet the two boys again later that evening for car hopping, a term that refers to walking around at night, looking for unlocked vehicles, and stealing valuables from them. A search was now underway for Layla Silvernail's car, which would be found a few miles away in a pool. Camille was found inside the trunk with gunshot injuries. She was declared dead on the scene.
Also breaking tonight, deputies say they found another person dead while investigating a homicide in Forest Lakes Park. The discovery was made in a vehicle, according to the sheriff's office. That vehicle was found near a body of water near Malachi Loop. They have not released any information about the victim other than they were female.
Officers were looking for Layla's car. They found it submerged inside a lake. The shocking discovery inside the car, a third victim, a teen girl who had been shot and killed.
Upon analysis, Rob, or Reaper, was identified as 17-year-old Robert Robinson, and 35 was identified as 12-year-old Christopher Atkins. Christopher was arrested at his home, while Robert Robinson was already in detention for a separate incident.
All right, that breaking news is in Marion County, where deputies arrested 2 teenagers in the deaths of 3 other teens last week. Investigators found their bodies in 3 different spots around the county.
Both boys were later brought in for questioning, and since they were minors, their parents were contacted and present during the interviews. Robert, known as Reaper, was brought into the interrogation room. Upon being asked who he lived with, Robert stated that he stayed with his mother. Police officers called her in.
What is, who do you live with? You live with Mom? Mm-hmm. You know her telephone number by heart? Yeah. What is it?
Once present, both Robert and his mother were read their Miranda rights, and the detectives explained that they were investigating serious charges, including theft, burglary, robbery, and murder, which immediately placed pressure on both.
We're investigating several different incidents that occurred over the last couple of weeks. A burglary. We're investigating a robbery, and we're investigating a murder. Okay? Heard it. Mm-hmm.
During the initial discussion, Robert's mother admitted that her son had a tendency toward petty theft, but she insisted he was not capable of murder.
The first ones you named is believable. The last one you named is not. So
I just want you to be.
Yeah, let's go.
The detectives, however, pressed him to come clean, emphasizing that the case involved multiple homicides, not minor crimes.
We've asked you to be honest. Your mom's told you to be honest.
And I'm being honest, so what do you keep telling me
listen
I'm
for a second.
lying.
Just listen to what I'm saying. Okay, we've been working on our investigations for several days, and we have to ask questions, not to trick you, but we ask you questions that we already know the answers to. And we do that because that's how we gauge your honesty when we start asking questions that we're still trying to, put the pieces of the puzzle together. And if you lie about stuff we already know, then the credibility's shot. And then, and I'll go back to saying that you're the first person that we're talking to about this, and there's a reason for that. There's other people involved, and I still think you have that on your hand, but I don't think that's what's in here, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just let them talk, because we're gonna clear this up.
Yeah. Because this is the time to be honest, and I know we had a long conversation about throwing your friends under the bus and being a snitch and all that, but this is a big deal, man.
His mother confirmed that Wednesday, March 29th, 2023, Robert had a court appearance and was picked up from school by his parole officer.
Now, I do know the stuff that happened in our neighborhood that was in the news. Shit, he was with his POs that day, so when I read that, I said, oh, thank God. You know what I'm saying?
What time was he with his PO?
You talking about the Wednesday?
Thursday.
He was with his PO on Wednesday.
Okay.
So Wednesday, she picked him up from school at 12 o'clock. He had court.
On Wednesday.
He went and took his drug test.
Right.
And then she brought him home around 5, and his curfew is 6:30, and he was home all evening.
Robert described the following day, Thursday, March 30th, as one where he stayed home and skipped school, claiming he didn't go anywhere.
Okay, so let's talk about Thursday. Did you go to school on Thursday?
I didn't go to school Thursday, but I was home all day.
Tell me about Thursday in particular. What'd you do on Thursday all day?
I was home all day. Like, I was home all Thursday.
Okay, who were you with? Did anybody come over? Did we hang out with anybody?
He mentioned that around 1 p.m., a light-skinned teenager named Sosa came by, accompanied by London, Layla, and another girl. They hung out briefly before leaving, and Robert claimed he never saw them again that day.
I didn't go nowhere. I came over at like 1 o'clock.
Okay, who's?
I don't know. That's what we call him. I don't know.
Can you describe him for me?
He's light skinned.
Light skinned. How old is he?
I don't know.
Okay. So what time did you come by?
It was like 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon?
Yeah, it was like early.
Okay. What'd you guys do then?
We were just chilling. Literally, like we were just chilling.
Okay. Was anybody with at the time? How did he get to your house? Things like that?
Sosa drove to my house. It was him, Landon, Layla, and it was another girl with them. I don't know her name.
What'd she look like?
She was white.
However, detectives had already interviewed Gabby, and from their conversation, it was clear that Robert was leaving out significant details.
I know you were with more than once on Thursday. Okay.
I was with at 1 o'clock. Came to my house. Sold me some gas. Stayed for 30 minutes. He left. Came back to Waha. I did not go outside with him when he came back to Waha.
Okay.
When asked about the night Layla's body was found, Robert continued to insist he was home the entire evening.
But I was outside.
The only night that you ever broke your curfew was that one night?
No, it's not the only night I ever broke my curfew, but I didn't break it on.
But Thursday, you said that
break it on Thursday.
Have a curfew, so there was no.
I'm not even the person who said that. But I didn't break it on Thursday. I was in my bed, sleep. At 6:30, I came in, went, talked to my mom in for a little bit, went to take a shower, laid down, and went to sleep. Thursday. That's the day before I got locked up, right?
Yeah.
Thursday. Now.
His mother pleaded with Robert to tell the truth.
So again, we're asking questions to gauge how honest you're going to be about
If you
stuff.
know something
I'm
about
telling you what I know. Ask me about a murder. I didn't kill nobody.
If you know who did it,
I don't know who killed nobody. Like, who is dead? I don't even know who's dead. They talking about a murder.
Police informed Robert that he had been identified at the scene and asked for permission to check his phone's GPS location.
You do. Where was I at 17?
Okay, I can give you the exact address it was at. It was off of 65th Place.
What is that?
Up in the forest.
No, I was not.
You were identified by someone there.
I was not there at 7:10.
Someone who knows you saw you there. Okay? So...
Who identified? Like, they was not there. Somebody could say somebody know you, see you.
Bro.
They did not see me there if I was not there, bro.
What about a cell phone, Mom?
Huh?
What about a cell phone? Do you own that phone?
Yeah, I own that phone. So
okay.
do you all want permission to check the location?
That would be great, yeah.
No.
That would be great.
What do you mean, no?
This refusal pushed his mother to the edge, and she accused him of lying, wasting their time, and begged him to stop protecting others.
First and foremost, you lie so motherfucking much, nigga. I don't know what to believe what comes out your motherfucking mouth. Nigga, you done burnt the bridge that's been gone. Let's get that understood.
Like, I was like,
but what I'm saying is, you so quick to want to protect people. And let me finish, motherfucker.
Protecting.
You so quick to want to protect people, don't want to snitch, want to be cool this and cool that, and not be known as a motherfucker who is in the paperwork and all of this, that you're willing to sit here and go down for fucking murder that I know you didn't do.
Under mounting pressure, Robert finally cracked. He explained that telling the truth would mean snitching, something he couldn't live with. He ranted about how people die for snitching, and he didn't want to go to prison with that label.
It doesn't matter. I don't understand why you keep lying. And then you go back.
It's going to be a snitch.
It doesn't matter.
Kill me. It don't matter. If it's a snitch and I would die. This is not no joke. You would die. Like, you would die for snitching out here. People die for that. Real talk. Mama, people get popped and killed for snitching. That is real life. I didn't kill nobody.
His mother, furious and heartbroken, argued that even if he didn't pull the trigger, remaining silent made him just as guilty. She pleaded with him, telling him that if he didn't cooperate, he would face the same consequences. That's when Robert confessed.
I didn't say that you killed anyone. Robert, you don't understand that you're just as guilty if you know who did it and you're not saying nothing. That's guilty by association. Like, what part of that is not clicking for you? If you know who killed these fucking kids, then you need to tell him. Because if you don't tell him, then it falls on you. Simple as that. Snitch or no snitch. This is your fucking life we're talking about.
Taj killed all three of them.
Taj killed all three of them.
He explained that Layla was driving the car.
Layla was in the driver's seat. Taj was in the middle. Layla was in the driver's seat. Taj just seat. There was a girl in the trunk. Like, she was just in the trunk the whole ride. Taj killed Layla, and then he just shot both of them. And then 3-5 shot the girl in the back seat, and then he shot the other girl in the head. He shot the same girl in the head because she wasn't dead already. He shot her twice. I did not up no gun, pull no gun. I was not a part of none of that.
Robert's mother broke down in uncontrollable sobs, unable to comprehend how her son had been involved with people capable of such brutality.
Oh my God. I don't know. I was not a part of this. Like, I want you to know.
But you were in the car when it happened.
I didn't want this to happen, but this is not. I told him don't do it.
Robert continued, explaining that after Layla was shot, the car crashed into a dumpster.
Did the car come to a stop or anything?
No, it kept going a little bit and it hit the garbage can. Like, it kept going a little bit and it hit the garbage can.
Taj pulled Layla's body from the car and continued driving. At some point, Taj stopped the car, walked around it, and removed Sosa's body as well.
He drove somewhere. I don't know where we was at. We was in the middle of nowhere. Thought the car went around.
That's pretty serious.
When he got out. He pulled Taj. Taj did that. Taj pulled his body out the car, patted him down, got back in the driver's seat, and he drove off.
Was that next to Layla where she was pulled out?
No, it was in a different spot.
Okay. What? Who drug his? Who drug?
Drug? What do you mean?
Who moved him?
No, he wasn't moved. He just.
Taj took a gun and 6 ounces of weed, indicating that the entire incident had been a setup for robbery.
Did you guys take the weed?
Taj,
besides the gun?
Taj took the gun.
I know that.
And he took.
Cash?
6 zips.
Okay.
I think it was like 6 zips.
I'm old. What is a zip?
28 grams.
Okay.
He took out
an ounce.
Yeah, 6 ounces.
Got
6 ounces.
6 ounces.
Robert further explained that before the killings, Taj had told him the plan was to rob Sosa for his gun.
When he picked up Taj was just on other timing. Like, Taj just wanted to do other things. I did not want to do that.
He also clarified that Chris had only shot Camille because Taj had threatened to kill him if he didn't.
And the only reason 3-5 shot the girl, because Taj know he's 12, and Taj said, if you don't shoot her, I'm going to kill you right now. He was worried about 3-5 snitching because 3-5 was 12. 3-5 didn't want to kill the person either. Taj made him kill the person or he was going to kill 3-5.
Chris, also known as 35, was brought into the police station for interrogation. When his mother saw him without a shirt, she gave him her coat. Both were read their Miranda rights.
Chris, you have the right to remain silent.
And after a few formalities, the detectives got straight to business.
I'd like you to talk to me about last Thursday night. I'd like you to talk to me about last Thursday night. Think back, set your mind back there, and tell me about...
They quickly told Chris that Rob, also called Reaper, had already spoken to them and had been completely honest.
Robert Robinson, Reaper, you guys are friends, right? I've talked to him down there, and he has been 100% honest with me and told me everything.
Chris claimed that on the night of March 30th, he was at home with his brother, eating, playing, watching TV, then going to bed.
What did you guys do? Tell me all about your night, starting at the very beginning.
First, we made something to eat. Then we watched TV. And I think he went to sleep.
Okay.
About what time did he think that y'all went to sleep? He went to sleep, your brother.
I don't have nothing to watch the time.
No time, okay. So no phone to look at the clock and see what time it is.
Okay. What happened after KJ went to bed?
Then I went to sleep for a little bit. And I heard something outside. I opened the door. There was nothing outside now. I think I went to sleep.
The detectives immediately dismissed this story, making it clear they already knew more.
So I think what you just told me was what you probably had rehearsed in your mind several times to tell a police officer if you ever had to talk about that Thursday night.
Chris's demeanor changed when the officers revealed that Rob had implicated him.
Reaper down there has been super honest. Some of the details, he points finger at you.
His mother jumped in, scolding him for not listening to her warnings about staying out of trouble.
House Thursday when I told you not to. That's why you're not saying you was home. When I told you don't leave out my house when dark time. Now you're in a whole world of trouble.
And you
finna speak. You better talk right now.
Under pressure, Chris began to explain. After his brother went to sleep, Rob came to his window and invited him out to meet some girls.
When you say he, I never want to guess. Who's he?
Reaper.
Okay, Reaper knocks on the window.
He knocks on the window. He said, come on, we finna go see some girls or something. Then we went out.
They were picked up in a white car by a boy and a girl.
This girl and the boy picked us up. I don't know who was. I think the white girl and the white boy.
During the ride, they also picked up a man dressed all in black, whom Chris claimed not to know.
Then somebody came in the car, I don't know his name. It was like somebody in all black.
The man whispered with Rob and kept checking his phone.
And they was on the phone or something. And they was whispering each other ear.
As they drove, the masked man suddenly pulled a gun and shot the two teenagers in the front seats, Layla and Sosa, also known as Michael Hodo.
And then you said this guy right here, he
raised the gun at the white guy and then he shot it.
So the guy that you marked as next, he raised the gun at the white guy and you said he shot it? And then what happened after he did that?
The other guy, and he shot the white girl.
The white girl, okay.
The car crashed into a dumpster and Chris tried to flee, but the masked man ordered him back inside.
And then it kept going, when I hopped out the car, it kept going with it.
Where did the car keep going when it kept going?
Into a dumpster.
Okay, it hit a dumpster? Okay. And then you said you hopped out, but then I heard you say something about get back in or something. Did I hear that right?
You said get back in.
Chris said he didn't know the shooter, only that he wore a ski mask.
How does this person look?
He had a ski mask, a jacket, and yeah.
And you know him, we'd like to know who he is.
I don't know.
Right?
Shortly after, the masked man pushed Layla out of the vehicle and took her seat. They continued driving. The detectives pushed Chris further, insisting that he wasn't telling the whole truth, specifically what happened in the trunk.
There was something that you're leaving out back here.
Let's talk about the trunk of that car.
Hesitantly, Chris revealed there was a girl, Camille.
Trunk? It was a girl in the trunk.
The masked man had instructed Chris to pull down the back seat. When he did, the masked man shot Camille twice.
And he told me to open the trunk, and he shot her.
Chris's mother, visibly shaken, realized her son was now implicated in a murder. But the pressure escalated when the detectives told Chris that Rob claimed he was the one who shot Camille. At this, both Chris and his mother broke down.
So they're trying to make him the shooter, right?
I can tell you that he is not. You, Chris, are not being blamed for those people in the front seat.
In the back seat is what the trunk is the one that
we have some issues with the trunk.
Chris finally confessed that he did fire the first shot at Camille, but only because Rob threatened him.
Tell me.
Say it. Just say it.
He said, if I ain't do it, you gonna kill everybody I know.
So tell us what you did.
What the fuck?
He described pulling down the seat and shooting Camille as she tried to crawl away. Then Rob finished her off.
I think I shot the girl and I don't know where it was, but and then he came up and shot her too.
Okay.
Who did?
Rob.
Realizing the gravity of his situation, Chris broke down completely. His mother tried to comfort him, promising to do whatever she could to bring him home, though she also admitted there was no getting out of this. She demanded that no further questioning happen without her present.
They trying to question him more. I mean, it shouldn't be no more questioning. They got everything they...
Okay.
And hugged her son before leaving the room. Later, investigators identified the masked man as 16-year-old Taj Bruton. He was arrested in Groveland, Florida. Chris, Rob, and Taj were all charged with triple murder,